So I think we all have our own opinion and sort of like personal relationship with the Holy Bible. And this video is definitely not going to be me explaining mine. But what I wanted to share with you is something that happened to me, a synchronicity, something that was really aligned with spirit happened, and it shed a huge light on something. I went to the forest, especially when I do healing work or even just go around people in general. I'm just a sponge, and I soak up like everything in terms of energy. So it can be other people's emotions, their mind energy, all of that. So yes, I find myself a lot of times sequestering in wilderness. So this particular time, I went into the forest and it was different. I wasn't going through a cleansing process. I was continually soaking up a lot of that residue. And that is because the area that I was in is, heavily infiltrated by human beings. So it's used a lot. It's public land. So me being the sponge, I continue to soak up a lot. There was 3 mornings in a row that I woke up crying. It was like a really dark energy, a deepness that I had not felt in a while, and it was very out of character for me because if you know me, I'm pretty happy-go-lucky. I can shift that energy mindfully, but for some reason, 3 days in a row, I was waking up crying. I also had a very auspicious connection to the owl on the land. So the owl was having a very deep connection with me. I was hearing multiple, birds swooping by every one of those nights. Yeah, a lot of deep shamanic, dark healing, vibe. When we're in that depth in our journey, we naturally sort of ask for help and signs and assistance. And I did. I asked Spirit, give me a very clear sign. What are you showing me? Because I don't feel that this is my energy. I'm picking up something here. And so I think it was like a couple days later, I went into town to run some errands. And one thing I've learned about trailer life is it becomes easier if you just park it and run all your errands kind of on foot. So I'll find, a good central location, and a lot of times me and Opie will go foot it to go run our errands. This specific day, I'm walking to do my errands, and there's a Holy Bible just sitting on a ledge. It's like the front of a store. And I got that draw. I got that feeling to just open it up and see what is written on the page that I opened it up to. Bible verse that I opened up to was very synchronistic in the way that it was talking about traveling to the north. I have just gotten into the Pacific Northwest. Later I go into a store and I'm thinking about the Bible verse kind of in the back of my head, and it's still just like not making sense. Yeah, I drove to the north, but what do you want, or what are you explaining to me, Spirit? Please make it more clear. And so to get back to my truck, I had to pass by the Bible again. And I just couldn't help but ask for just another little sign. The part in the Bible that I randomly chose, this page, was the part where there's a huge extrication of sin, the cleansing of the nations. I am trying to remember the king's names in these verses, but I believe it was Spirit's way of saying there is a debt being paid here, and you are seeing the principalities. You are seeing the spiritual warfare of it all, just beneath the surface. Because underneath all of these layers, you have the third dimensional realm, but what I was soaking up in that forest and seeing and connecting with all of these ghosts from the past was that there's a unrest. One thing that I'll never forget was the energy emitting from this book and from my own spirit, the wrath. And I've always thought to myself, well, God's probably not angry. But I've decided differently after I've realized the energetic repercussions and the consequences of our actions. The energy that we put outwards, what we're tilling in the land, what we're giving to our neighbors and the strangers that we see on the street. The energy that we harbor in our own hearts, the mind chatter and thoughts that we identify with, that becomes like fire, a negative result of our actions. With this unrest, I asked, what can I do? Because like I said, I'm crying, I'm grieving, I'm feeling the need to assist Gaia, assist the land, help the people. What can I do? Spirit is saying, confront the ghosts of the past. Spirit is asking us to confront our negative tendencies, those unconscious wants and beliefs and desires that maybe our old selves would have chosen. The ghosts of the past really are asking us not to make the same mistake. We can change history, herstory. We can change our belief system. And so it was interesting. I ended up leaving the forest, but the first car that I saw on the road, they were blasting Ghostbusters.